The Road to Morocco is the next installment in my Road to series of reviews. And I'm going to be honest, I'm super excited to talk about this one because while I enjoyed the other two Road to movies, they're not really as special as this one is. This is a really special movie. And it has a lot of interesting facts and history behind it that make it just kind of a notable film in film history. It's really fantastic. I love this movie. And I don't really think I could say that about the other two, like I could with this one. This one is considered by people who love older movies and just people who love movies in general, like cinephiles, to be one of the greatest comedies ever made. And it's not hard to see why when you watch this movie. This is a very funny movie that is really well done. Um, and just it's not just Bing Crosby and Bob Hope's great chemistry. It's not just great Dorothy Moore once again giving great performances. It's not that. It's something about the way this film is just directed to perfection. Um, Something about just the screenplay and just the way everything works out. There's really like a zaniness to this movie, Looney Tunes type energy to some of the style and presentation of this movie. This movie also has some of the most memorable music, I think, out of all the Road to movies. We're off on the road to Morocco. Um, and, of course, I don't know if I mentioned this at this point in this review series, but I'll mention it again if I haven't. These films are what the Family Guy episodes, the Road to episodes, which are highlights for many of the series. But it's very clear this is the one that they take the most inspiration to. The Road to Morocco song sounds directly like a song from one of the Road to episodes of Family Guy. I can't remember which one. I think they go to a similar. I forget what country they go to. I think it's might be the same country in that episode. I forget. But yeah, I love Family Guy, so it's kind of fun to see where that comes from. And as I mentioned, this film's got a lot of interesting facts to this movie. So this movie was actually so successful that it played in theaters for I believe a couple years because they actually shot Road to Utopia not too far after shooting this one with like kind of the idea they were releasing back to back, right? Keep up the momentum. Because these films are kind of releasing like the earlier Sean Connery Bond movies um, in a lot of ways. And so they're kind of just keeping up that momentum. Well, this film did so well compared to the others two that this film, I believe, ended up playing for at least a year and a half in theaters. And then they couldn't release this next installment in the franchise because they were just bombarded by the success of this one, which is pretty interesting. This movie also is also notable for being credited as the first ever film to be breaking the fourth wall. In their song "Road to Morocco," right at the beginning of the movie, they openly break the fourth wall in that song, which is considered the first time that's ever happened in a film. I don't think it actually is. I think there's a lot of things with film history that, because there's so many films that are certain notable for certain reasons, they just kind of build up that reputation because it's like, hey, that's the first time someone's seen it, right? But I don't know. Also, this film is actually one of the films that is in the Library of Congress and be preserved for all time, which I think is wonderful because this is one of the great American classics, I would say. At least top, like if you're gonna do a top 100 of great American classics that are important to cinema and its history, I feel like this film would have to be in there. Which is kind of odd to say about a film like this, but I think once you see it, you get why this film is so special, why this film is so influential on so many other films and other comedies and ideas and just other films in general. TV shows, because Family Guy, right? Things like that. The other thing I will say about this movie is this is a movie where that is just so insanely funny. There's so many wonderful bits. Bob Hope gets sold into slavery in this movie. because him and Bill Cosby couldn't afford food or whatever, and then Dorothy Moore buys him, and there's just like so many great funny bits like that in the movie. They're just wonderful. It's a wonderful movie that honestly you should check out. I mean, yeah. These other Road 2 movies, I haven't seen them in a while, so I'm not really sure what I'll think about them. But really, rewatching this film just really highlighted me how truly special this film is, and really the possibilities with this kind of movie and this energy. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, section, and subscribe.